Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah? Is that my...
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the graduation celebration for the Radnor High School class of 2010. My name is Victoria Kent, and I've been honored to be the vice president for this amazing class. On behalf of the class of 2010, we would like to welcome all family, friends, faculty, staff, and administrators. We also would like to thank all the support and all the unconditional love. We also would like to request that you please silence your cell phones until the end. Thank you. And also, now I'd like to bring to the stage the class treasurer, Eric Green.
Good evening, and many congratulations to my class of 2010. I'm Eric Green, the class treasurer. We have been told we are a special group, so it's fitting and we've been honored to have an extra special class president. For our sociology midterm, Jen and I had to give separate 10-minute presentations on books that we read. While most of our classmates spoke for roughly 10 minutes, Jen's ran almost 30 minutes long. His incredibly in-depth and fascinating exposition is just one example of how Jin always goes above and beyond. No matter what obstacle or task, Jin gives 300%. His inspiring, positive attitude towards everything has always motivated me to put forth my best effort. I'm honored to have known and worked with this incredible man and leader who I know will have tremendous success in whatever he does in the future. It is my sincere honor and pleasure to introduce my friend and our president, Mr. Jin Huang.
I don't know how to back up what Eric just said there, but I'll try my best. Over the last 4 years, movies and films have been a very popular theme for our class. From Back to the Future our freshman year, to Hercules and Hairspray our sophomore year, and the likes of Batman, Superman, and other famous superheroes throughout our junior year, movies have been all around us. Even to the end, as we enjoyed our post-prom, post-prom, which fittingly was called Night Out at the Movies. Who can forget when Sam won that 37-inch flat screen TV? Movies pertain to the human condition. They're able to convey the universal emotions of love, romance, and relationships. Sometimes they even point out to the harsh realities of life, and other times provide a means of escape from them. They make us laugh, they make us cry, they inspire us, and most importantly, they make us feel connected to something more. They create a world of infinite possibilities where imagination has no limit. In 2009-2010, the film industry has exhibited works that have pushed those limits even further. Films in the past year have broken all sorts of boundaries. Most notably, Avatar, best movie ever, broke the technical standards with its stunning visual effects, a film that James Cameron actually waited an entire decade to direct. The Hangover, a rowdy comedy about a bachelor weekend in Vegas, believe it or not, is the highest grossing R-rated comedy of all time. And let's not forget, Kathryn Bigelow. She became the first female to ever win Best Director and the Best Film of the Year with her heart-pounding drama, The Hurt Locker. Looking at all these accomplishments in this year's film, I can't help but think of our class. we've broken academic standards with 18 National Merit Scholars. We've surpassed athletic expectations, or should I just say, and I quote, but by now I think we all know, Kellen Freeman is the best athlete ever. From Rad TV to Radnor Robotics, we have seen technological innovations come to life. We've broken boundaries of artistic creativity with our amazing group of musicians, actors, singers, and artists. And may I point out, unlike years past, both our salutatorian and valedictorian are indeed females. Yeah. In a way, we're all characters in a long movie titled Perfect 10. We've had our highs and lows filled with crazy characters and unexpected plot twists, but those elements alone simply cannot make a successful movie. A truly great film requires a whole production filled with directors, producers, writers, and of course the cast and crew. Now, if I was a member of the Academy and had the power to cast my vote, Perfect 10 would win Best Director. Dr. Groveman, Mr. Surface, and in particular Mr. Skellinger, Mrs. Butler, and Mr. Smith, thank you. Thank you for always listening to us and for constantly directing us honestly, caringly, and most importantly, making sure that we don't do anything stupid. Now, a film can't get off the ground without good producers because it's them who ensure that the movie sees its way through. Producers are the people that turn an idea into a reality. Mom, where are you? Over there. Even though you say you're going to party every night once I'm gone, I know you'll miss me dearly, despite the fact that I will be spending actually all of your money. And Grandpa and Grandma, who have flown all the way from Korea to see me here this evening, thank you. Thank you for always being there for me. Your kindness, selflessness, and dedication have shaped me into the man that I am today. And to all the parents, grandparents, and relatives who have helped to produce the young man and woman that I am so proud to call my classmates, thank you for helping them to see their way through. You guys all made it possible. Now, when you think about it, a movie can have the best directors and the best producers, but without a great script, there's little hope of making a blockbuster. Writers invent the rules, shape the characters, and guide the direction of the story. So to all the teachers and coaches who have taught us to be independent thinkers and to be actors in our own life stories, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to Mrs. Mastro and Mrs. Overcash, we sincerely thank you on behalf of the class of 2010 for dedicating your time and effort even through the busiest times of your lives into making our class what it is today. Some might say that you guys are the ghostwriters, considering we get most of the credit while you guys do most of the work. Just know that you guys, along with Baby Joe, are forever a part of our family of class of 2010. Thank you so very much. You guys are the best. And last but not least, to the cast and crew, my classmates, the Perfect 10 has been our breakthrough role. It has launched us into the spotlight and created opportunities to showcase our talents. So as you begin to choose your next future roles, whatever they may be, don't forget that this is where it all started. Wherever life may take you, I look forward to seeing you all on the red carpet of success. Class of 2010, that's a wrap.
Our speaker, who has a pretty tough act to follow, Mr. Ted Peters, is the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Bryn Mawr Trust Company. Mr. Peters is a graduate of the Haverford School and Amherst College. He currently serves on the board of the Federal Reserve Bank, as well as the boards of the Pennsylvania Community Bankers, Bryn Mawr Film Institute, Mainline Health, and the Rosemont College Advisory Council. His 4 daughters are all graduates of Radnor High School, class of 2010. I give you Mr. Ted Peters.
Well, thank you. It's really a great honor to be here tonight. My 4 daughters had absolutely a terrific education at Radnor High School. I think we all know the heart of any school is its faculty, its coaching staff, and we were fortunate. My daughters had the Wysockies, the McBrides, and the Shoemakers, and the McKennas, and a lot of other great teachers here. There is another great teacher. Hopefully she is here, teacher and coach, and I wore my tie in her honor because this is my green lacrosse tie. And that coach and teacher, Phyllis Kilgore, of course, and her team won the state championship this year. So that's how my green tie is on today. Good. Is Phyllis here tonight? I don't know if she's here or not. What I'd like to do now is to share with you a little bit of my philosophy on life and my approach towards business and how I do my job. First of all, I've always believed every day is a gift, something to savor and enjoy. We each get about 30,000 days on this earth. Just think about it. We get about 30,000 days, give or take a few thousand. And why would you ever waste a day? They're each so precious. I used to tell my daughters each morning before they left for Radnor, girls, today is the first day in the rest of your life. And of course, being teenage girls, they answered, be quiet and mind your own business. So, when we wake up every day, we have a choice. We can either be in a good frame of mind or we can be in a negative mindset. I try to get up each morning with a positive and grateful attitude, grateful that I've had such good luck in my life, and grateful to have had yet another day to enjoy. How different would you live if you knew ahead of time that this was your last week on earth? You wouldn't let little things bother you. You wouldn't let small problems upset you. I think all of you have heard about what they call near-death experiences. These are people who have been on the brink of death and are pulled back to life. These are the people that have had out-of-body and religious experiences very often. But the near-death survivors all say the same thing. They realize now what is important in life. They say they now don't get concerned about little troubles. They begin to appreciate the really small things in life, taking a walk, spending time with a parent or child or spouse. They realize that you have to give every day your very best. So be determined to enjoy all the times of your life, not just the weekends, not just the vacations, but every part of every day. Over the years, I found that negative people always see the problems, while positive people always see the possibilities. Let me switch gears a little now and talk about business, and specifically the business that I'm in, banking. Every year on January 1st, the bank and I start at zero. Every year on January 1st, the bank and I have to earn our way. Every year, starting January 1st, the bank and I have to do it all over again. And the shareholders or stock analysts never ask how we did last year. All they ask is how are we going to do this coming year. Now, couple this with the fact that banking is one of the most competitive businesses out there. Just witness all the branches on almost every corner, and you can see the challenge that I face daily and the banking industry faces daily. Now, the most important thing I can do every day is to meet this challenge is to motivate myself. As the head of a company, if I can motivate myself, then I can motivate those around me, and motivation is contagious. Now, to me, motivation has 3 parts. The first is vision. We have to see it, dream it, then sell that dream, that vision to those we work with. I have a sign over my desk that says one thing, sell the vision. It's maybe the most important part of my job. And the second thing that motivates me is enthusiasm. I've been in the banking business for 35 years and have to be careful never to put it on autopilot. I have to be enthusiastic every day of every week as I was when I started 3 decades earlier. And the third thing that I have to do to keep myself motivated is to work as hard as I can. Working hard in itself does not make you successful, but you can't be successful if you don't work hard. So those are the things I have to do every day to motivate myself and those around me. I have to sell the vision. I have to be enthusiastic. I have to work as hard as I can work. When I was growing up, I was a fan of the pole vaulter Bob Richards. And many of your parents, you don't remember Bob Richards, but many of your parents do. He medaled in 3 different Olympics, later became a decathlon champ, and for, of course, many years was on the box of Wheaties cereal. And Bob Richards, who later became a minister, said something so profound, I remember it to this day. He said, God makes ordinary people and then allows them to do extraordinary things. God makes ordinary people and then allows them to do extraordinary things. And I'm 12 years old, and I remember saying to myself, hey, I'm just an ordinary kid. I'm just like everybody else. But I want to do extraordinary, and I want to do special things with my life. And we all know examples of ordinary people who did extraordinary things. Harry Truman was an ordinary Midwest senator, but he became an extraordinary president of the United States. And Larry Bird was an ordinary athlete by NBA standards, but he became an extraordinary Hall of Fame basketball player. And Norman Schwarzkopf was an ordinary cadet right down the road at Valley Forge Military Academy, but he later became an extraordinary general and an American hero. I've always been an admirer of what is now called the greatest generation. Those people in their 80s and 90s today, many of them your grandparents, men and women who lived through the Great Depression, fought for freedom in World War II, returned home, finished their educations, built this country into an economic powerhouse, and the whole time never complained about anything. Many of you have read Tom Brokaw's book by the same name, The Greatest Generation. And the one thing that stands out in the book above everything else, that the members of the greatest generation were very humble, and they didn't think that they had done anything special. And my father, who is still with us at age 91, is part of this generation. And as a young soldier in World War II, he fought his way across France and Germany, was wounded in battle, saw friends die in combat, and after the Nazi surrender was on a ship to the war in the Pacific to do it all over again when the bomb was dropped. And I said to my father once, Dad, you're a hero. You put your life on the line every day for your country and for others. And he answered simply that he was no hero, but he was only doing his job. And he sincerely meant it. My father was an ordinary man who did extraordinary things. So I say to all of you, and especially to the graduates seated before me, enjoy and savor each day. It's a gift from above. Get up each morning with a positive and grateful attitude. Have a vision, a plan for your life. Be enthusiastic and work hard, and don't be afraid to take risks. And always remember that ordinary people like you, like me, like everybody in this room can do extraordinary things with our lives. Thank you and good luck.
I understand, Victoria. It's a height thing. Principal Skellinger, Mr. McNicholas, and members of the Board of Directors, distinguished faculty of Radnor High School, graduating students of the class of 2010, and especially parents, family members, and friends who have sweated, slaved, and sacrificed to make this day possible. Congratulations to all of you. We have gathered here today to applaud our graduates. I suggest, however, that there are countless heroes here today who should be recognized and with whom the graduates should be mindful to share their glory. I refer, of course, to your parents and families who have made significant contributions to your presence today. First, they had the brains that you are lucky enough to inherit, and secondly, they had the good fortune to live in Radnor. High school life is a good life. Now, make that a great life. And as a class, you have made the most of your 4 years at Radnor High School. 4 years ago, we knew you were an impressive group, and you lived up to that promise. You grew together, and you learned together. Just witness the incredible events of the past few weeks, including the athletic and scholastic awards ceremony, as well as the baccalaureate this past Sunday evening. Moreover, I have reviewed the number of colleges and universities that have offered enrollment to this class, as well as the number of merit scholars, and I state categorically, you are a most impressive group. Now is the time to celebrate. For parents, it's the time to marvel that the interval between diapers and diplomas is so short. I love commencement ceremonies. While I'm not an expert, but because of a combination of personal and professional opportunities, I have had the privilege of attending many commencement ceremonies. Now, commencement speeches typically offer advice on how to enter the real world or to tell the graduates to improve the world. Now tonight I'm going to do both, although I promise to avoid the time-honored tradition of taking longer with my speech than it's taken you to graduate from high school. First, find something you're passionate about. This will give you a strong sense of purpose, and it's a big part of happiness. Secondly, find the smartest people you can and surround yourself with them. Now that will challenge you to do your best, and they will elevate your thinking. Smart people will challenge you to think harder and in entirely different ways. I had the privilege recently of hearing the renowned neurosurgeon and philanthropist Dr. Ben Carson speak at my son's recent medical school graduation. Yes, I do attend many commencement ceremonies. And among the varied bits of advice that Dr. Carson offered the newly minted doctors was this: look for people who have a different opinion. For if two people agree on something, then one person is redundant. Be an information source and be innovative. The reason for the first, power comes from sharing information. Sharing leads to connection, connection leads to collaboration, and collaboration leads to creativity and innovation. As a graduate of Radnor, you will discover that you are well positioned academically to handle the future. Acquiring knowledge will not be a hardship for you. Of course, for those moving on to college, I do recommend a crash course in downsizing and laundry management. Because despite how much college life has changed since my day, I do know that dorm rooms are tiny and laundry will pile up. I recommend that you begin the Innovation Challenge by maximizing storage space, learning to separate, and remember this one, the whites from the darks, and then channeling that resilient creativity and wisdom as you become future innovative leaders. Find places where you're comfortable, and then find the courage to do things you're not ready to do. Mr. Skellinger wisely counseled this class to create balance in life. As you move on, find your comfort zone, and then challenge yourself to explore and grow. You'll learn that you can do something you did not think you could do, or you'll learn what your limits are. Both are valuable, and it's important to push through that uneasiness because that's how you really grow. And finally, to the class of 2010, I ask you to create new traditions. Radnor is filled with traditions. During these past few weeks, I've had the honor of attending many events that honor Radnor traditions. Today, I set a challenge to the class of 2010. I ask you that you become the first class of graduates to have 100% participation in the Radnor High School Alumni Association. I ask that you sign up and keep your email and Facebook information current, and stay in touch with us, with your teachers and your classmates. We definitely want to know, and we want to be the first to know, that when you win that Nobel Prize. I congratulate all of you for your achievements and your parents for their sacrifice. And graduates, don't leave here today without giving family and staff members who made today possible a great big hug. And please join the Radnor Alumni Council. Congratulations to the class of 2010. It is now my very great privilege to introduce our valedictorian, Jerry Coons, and salutatorian, Maura Church. These young... These amazing young women have set a standard of excellence in their academics and extracurricular activities that is truly the definition of Radnor proud. I am quite certain that we will continue to celebrate their achievements as they begin their college life. Please join me in celebrating and welcoming to the podium for remarks valedictorian Jerry Coons, followed by the 2010 salutatorian Maura Church.
Hey there, class of 2010. Let's reflect on what Radnor has meant and what Radnor will mean for our futures with the word Radnor itself. R is for residents. Some of us have been residents of Radnor since elementary school, while others joined us in middle or high school. However long or short our time here has been, the class of 2010 has made a defining impact on Radnor. A touching example, when tragedy struck Haiti, we organized and contributed to an entire week of fund and awareness-raising activities. In the future, we will take residents all over the country and the world. Whether we go to a college in Philadelphia or California, join the ranks of the Army, or spend a gap year in a foreign land. Our treasured childhood residence has equipped us with the promise of success and fulfillment wherever in life we reside. A is for attitude. Our class has expressed an attitude of passion, raising money for a breast cancer charity with the Sadie Hawkins dance, earning epic sports accolades like our champion girls lacrosse team, convincing our classmates with a texting and Facebook campaign to attend the senior semi-formal amid a newly installed dance contract, and astounding spirit during LM week. Because we all have passion for something, we encouraged the attitude of passion in others and relished in the accomplishments of each other. In the future, our attitudes of passion can and will inspire us to do profound work. The nonprofits will run, patients will treat, children will teach. Music, art, and theater will showcase, sports will play, and family and friends will empower and make proud. D is for dare. When we look back, we can each think of at least one daring thing we did in high school. We've started clubs like the Radnor Reactionaries, run teams like rugby, stood up for that stranger in the hallway, and ask that question in class. We must encourage each other to dare as we enter the world of adulthood. We've been given such a wonderful safety net with our education at Radnor. We ought to take advantage of it and jump as high and as far as we can. We should strive to be leaders in our communities, in the workforce, and simply in our own lives, keeping in mind that, in the words of Victoria Kennedy, leadership is not about doing what is easy, it's about doing what is right. So dare to set high and then exceed your own expectations for yourself. Graduate from college with honors. Become manager of the local Wawa. Befriend every person on your daily commute. N is for name. Class of 2010. What a distinguished name we've made for ourselves. We have carried out a campaign to end the use of that offensive R word used hurtfully against people with mental disabilities, encouraged solidarity with class t-shirts, boasted a world-ranked robotics team, and started traditions like the Homecoming Festival and the Sunflower Award. We will always bear the title of Radnor Class of 2010, but after today, that name will become just the foundation. We must build the houses of our lives and ourselves upon it. Our challenge as we make our names in the world is to always act with kind and just intentions, to do justice to our name as the class of 20X. Let's be the ones to prevent future oil spills and wars, to solve energy crises, and to define America as a powerful, welcoming nation. Our world has many issues. Let us boldly be the solutions. O is for opportunities. Let's take a moment to thank the adults of Radnor who have given us such boundless opportunities. Our brilliant and engaging teachers from all departments, the incredible Mr. Skellinger and other amazing administrators, our guidance counselors, personally Mrs. Blair, and other staff for whom we are endlessly grateful. All have guided us up this hill to graduation day. Let's follow their example and become guides ourselves, and commit to take every opportunity to enhance the lives of others. Let's use our world language, English, and history skills to bring about world peace through diplomacy. Let's use our science skills to cure cancer and diabetes. Let's use math to better understand our world and therefore ourselves. And R is for relationships. Think about how much we've changed and grown since freshman year, and how our relationships are responsible for that change and growth. We have taught each other how to coexist, how to interact with sensitivity yet self-respect, how to resolve and accept differences, how to stand your ground in certain situations and give way in others. The relationships we've had with each other will serve as models in our future. It is in this realm of relationships that we gain the greatest happiness in our lives, relating to our future families, friends we have not yet met, coworkers, neighbors, and strangers, with perspective, understanding, maturity, and good humor. And so, to my treasured fellow graduates, Radnor has made us who we are. Let's make Radnor proud. 2010 forever.
Good evening. I must admit that originally I intended to rap my graduation speech, but after seeing Spiz and Jerky at Baccalaureate on Sunday, I decided I would leave that up to the professionals. My Latin-speaking friends would tell me that according to the meaning of salutatorian, I should dictate a welcome to the audience, even though apparently I am speaking last. So salutations and greetings. It is my pleasure to be here today on what is probably one of the most exciting days of my and my classmates' young lives. Recently, I was informed that since turning 18, my occupation in my medical file changed from child to student. Occupation student. I like the sound of that. It is now my job to learn as much as possible, although I feel as if we've been in the occupation student category for quite some time. And finally today, we get recognized for the hours we have clocked and the overtime we have done. So congratulations to my fellow employees. May you continue in this occupation for as long as possible. So now let us begin the celebration as if we were about to sit down and enjoy a delicious meal with a toast. Here's to our years at Radnor, whether they number 13, 4, or just 1. To countless bells being rung in between class periods. To Radnor custodians, administrators, faculty, coaches, and teachers. To the thumpa-thumpa of the bass that is ever present at a Radnor dance. To top lockers, bottom lockers, gym lockers, and band lockers. To singing hallelujah with the Meister Singers every winter concert. To the tone of the final buzzer for a wrestling match, the bang of a gun starting a cross-country race. To Mr. Miller's Mountain Dew jokes and Mr. Skellinger's pep talks. To calculus. To Pasta Wednesdays and Cookie Thursdays and Pie Day Friday. To the band and orchestra for playing Pomp and Circumstance dozens of times. To our best friends our acquaintances, and those we never knew, to our incredible parents who have helped us get this far, and, on this most important day, to us. Often, speakers at graduation will offer their advice for the graduates in front of them. Yet, as an 18-year-old who feels lucky just to have made it through high school with some semblance of sanity remaining, I am hardly in an advice-giving position. I will say that for the past 4 years of my life, one of my guiding principles has been to take things as they come, to play it by ear, if you will. Through my exposure to jazz and improv comedy, I know that some wonderful and hilarious things can result from this improvisatory attitude. Admittedly, sometimes in our open-endedness, we stumble and hit very sour notes, but the possible opportunities are well worth the possible risks and anxieties. My other words of advice I say because I am the daughter of a Trekkie, so it is with Spock's motto that I make the next statement. Regardless of your goals, the specific people you see yourself becoming, or the things you see yourself doing in your life after Radnor, may you live long and prosper. That is my hope and wish for every one of my fellow students. Finally, I'd like to leave you, as many graduation speeches will leave you, with the cliche. Luckily, this one comes wrapped in an anecdote. I noticed over the years that as we travel from kindergarten to RHS, the start time for school inches closer and closer to dawn. As of such, I have had a particular problem waking up in the mornings. Being the tech geek that I am, in 9th grade, I burned a recording of my voice onto a CD and set my alarm to wake me up to the CD, hoping that perhaps I would be strong enough to coax myself out of the warmth of my bed. The recording went something like this: Mara, wake up, get out of bed. And apparently, Mr. Peters and I are telekinetically connected because it ended with, remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Hoping that such a sweeping truism would make me jump from my bed and shout, ah yes, I should use this first day of the rest of my life to its full potential. Now, what I learned is that such a phrase should not be used on an everyday basis. It gets old very quickly. After the 5th day, I found myself saying, I know it's the first day of the rest of my life. Now be quiet and let me go back to sleep. However, on days such as today, the saying seems appropriate. So, Radnor class of 2010, wake up. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. May you use it wisely. Cherish those you love, and remember to laugh very often. Thank you.
All right, one more piece of advice, and it fits in with all the others. Went to a concert last week, James Taylor and Carole King. Some of you know who they are, but... And Carole King begins a song. Mara, you got to wake up every day with a smile on your face. I would ask you to do that because I offer to you that you have made me smile every day for the last 4 years. Thank you very, very much. Real quick, one look around, last time, same place, same time, here it is. On behalf of all of your teachers, many of whom are here, that you've had for the past 13 years at every level, Dr. Groban, Mr. McNicholas, I present to you, for the purpose of awarding diplomas, the Radnor High School class of 2010.
Do you want to move it closer to you? Although it may be tempting, please hold your applause for the end. Jin Huang.
Victoria Alfreda Kent.
Diana Lee Lansinger.
Eric John Green.
Assem Abdel Kalek.
Derek Carnell Adger.
Sarah Elizabeth Begum Amanula.
Valerie Paul Anthony.
Zachary Paul Alexander.
Drew Elliott Allen.
Amalia Elizabeth Antonopoulos.
Julia Rachel Avart.
Carlos Alvarado.
Robert Arustamov.
Jisoo Bang.
Caroline Elizabeth Baker.
Joseph Beck.
Hank Bow.
Julie Nicole Bolevsky.
Diana Carden Barron.
Davison Miller Bear.
Jonathan Aaron Bahar.
Taylor Lee Barsamian.
Caroline Dautrick Black.
Jed Laharde Belaguas.
Jordan Burstein.
Giselle Renee Blanco.
Rachel Bloom.
Richard Fuller Booker.
James Carson Bowes.
Marjorie Grace Boland.
Chelsea Jean Borkovitz.
John Anthony Bracaglia.
William Stephen Bo Brady.
Jamie Hope Breast.
Lauren Samantha Bridges.
Christopher Britton.
Terrell Stephen Brown.
Allison Lynn Brodsky.
Kelly Marlene Buckley.
Adam Sims Bruskin.
Evan Joseph Bryant.
Jacqueline Ann Calamaro.
Courtney Stewart Campbell.
Philip Leonard Buckley.
Francis Xavier Burke.
Francesca Lena Carney.
Kathleen Avin Kaufman.
Rashawn S. Campbell.
Maxim Campolo.
Allison Emily Chudnovsky.
Mara Church.
Jackson Carney.
Sean Dylan Cheadle.
Elizabeth Cifuentes.
Julian Bell Clement.
Calvin Chen.
Michael Chung.
Lin Zhang.
Lindsay Elise Cohen.
Brendan Connor.
Matthew Reiner Cooper.
Charlotte Kavanagh Conaway.
Chelsea Alexis Connolly.
Alex William Crotty.
John Cryan.
Chardonnay Letitia Cope.
Mackenzie Ann Coles.
Alexander Tucker Cunningham.
William Patrick Curtis.
Melissa Ann Crane.
Lauren Barbara Crawford.
James Stephen Deloyer.
Ryan Bruce Devine.
Alexandra Louise Dardaris.
Nina Datloff.
Christopher Nelson Dewey.
Francis Nicholas DeMeo.
Allison Mary DeVenny.
Sarah Dixon.
Maxwell Michael Doherty.
Michael Dorosky.
Stacy Lynn Dillahay.
Hannah Catherine Dinsmore.
John Francis Doherty.
Brendan Baxter Doyle.
Catherine Isabel Donchis.
Allison Catherine Donahue.
Alexander Hale Dubin.
Dante Maurice Dubose Medley.
Claire Dorosky.
Charlotte Rose Dow.
Killian James Duncan.
Itai Moses DeVere.
Brady Eileen Dubin.
Lauren G. Dubner.
Paul Donald Jamanowitz.
Brian Eklund.
Shantae Marie Dubose Medley.
Alyssa Marie Dunlap.
Andrew Edkins.
James Epstein.
Caitlin Elizabeth Dunn.
Ann Dyroff.
Kevin Ercole.
Ryan Carl Erfer.
Lauren Eve Epstein.
Margot Leanna Faudy.
Kyle Alexander Farouk.
David Finger.
Bethany Feinberg.
Andrea Feldman.
Jordan Dietrich Fink.
David Wilson Fisher.
Nicole Sidney Fine.
Kelsey Johnston Flail.
Brian Daniel Fisher.
Jackson Hollowell Flail.
Kellen Brett Friedman.
Brittany Jean Fulmer.
Reiner Floater.
John Shelpert Francis.
Dallas Beth Altagracia Galvez.
Kimberly Ann Gerling.
Julian Stephen Gall.
Joseph Patrick Gangle.
Sarah Jane Glancy.
Jordan Leslie Green.
Neil Geckel.
Alexander August Gentner.
Megan Malin Gazelle. Wait for her.
Jennifer Michelle Gubernick.
Caleb Randall Glassman.
Jeffrey Gold.
Yasmin Hajar.
Rebecca Ann Chard Hallam.
Daniel Grable.
Zachary Lee Greenberg.
Emily Michelle Halpern.
Jenny Jongyal Han.
Robert George Hagstrom.
Winston Hamill.
Andrea Lynn Hartman.
Kelly Elizabeth Head.
Kyle James Hammonds.
Eric John Hanhauser.
Allison Elizabeth Heath.
Sarah Ann Hernandez.
Patrick Hayes.
Daniel Gabriel Henkin.
Caroline Elizabeth Honigman.
Jennifer Suzanne Horvath.
Gilead Philip Henkin.
Nathan Christian Hensley.
Heather Michelle Ignatius.
Tina Yi Jiang.
Alexander Philip Yiannopoulos.
Luke Riley Hensler.
Elena Alexandra Karianis.
Zoe Hannah Kaslow.
H. Julian Hill.
Spencer Kasaboon Holm.
Alexandra Christine Kelly.
Rebecca Cheryl Konigsberg.
Martin Kyung-ho Hong.
Thomas Francis Horgan.
Jerry Lynn Coons.
Elizabeth Jane Kraus.
Samuel Oscar Hoteling.
Kevin Ha.
Dana Felice Kurzrock.
Erin Lee.
Christian Stinson Jacques.
Matthew Daniel Johnley.
Yunjae Lee.
Diane Ada Lee.
Samuel Robert Callista.
Joel Kaplan.
Emily Rose Leister.
Kelsey Elizabeth Levnick.
Mark Najee Corey.
Mitchell Ian King.
Alisa Tsao Lee.
Elizabeth Rachel Linden Shirleyan.
Tobias Flanders Kirchway.
Benjamin Michael Yeager.
Marissa Lee McCormick.
Kaylani Malenfant.
Anthony Giovanni Knight.
Travers Haynes Kramer.
Ariel Felicia Menken.
Allie Faith Martin.
Zachary Isaac Kress.
Lee Alexander Kripke.
Jillian Renee McLennan.
Kaylee Bryn McClure.
Justin K. Yim.
Dariush William Larjani.
Erin McShay.
Perry Jill Metter.
William Gehrig Lauhoff.
Joseph Brian Law.
Elizabeth Ann Metz.
Blandine Colette Muser.
Harrison Hedges Lawrence.
Young Sang Lee.
Courtney Lauren Morrison.
Isabel Murray.
Gabriel Luce.
Alexander James Liu.
Diana Ting Ng.
Trin Huangpong Win.
Alexander Taylor Lundstrom.
Spencer Gregory Lucier.
Anahita Normahnad.
Rebecca Fleischer Nussbaum.
Daniel Vahan Masarajian.
Christian Thomas Major.
Allison Nicole Ornick.
Madeline Mary Ostrander.
Samuel Patrick Mannix.
Nicholas Halver Matheson.
Emily Jean Packer.
Lindsay Long Pancoast.
Mark Mattioli.
Michael Mattioli.
Amy Pedersen.
Krista Lee Pelton.
John Edward McAllister.
Christopher Patrick McDonald.
Haley Alexandra Posoff.
Lindsay M. Press.
Herbert Stinson McDuffie. Middle, yep.
Michael McGrain.
Sasha Lee Pressman.
Jamie Madison Pritzker.
David Christian Meyer.
Maxwell Menta.
Laura Rathsmill.
Victoria Rathsmill.
William Vincent Miknovich.
Alessandro Minetti.
Monica A. Reichert.
Allison Brady Reed.
Felix Municero.
Patrick Reynold Musselman.
Rachel Lauren Retzler.
Allison Bonnie Reynolds.
Yunjong Nam.
William Theodore Olson IV.
Ariana Robinson Taylor.
Megan Rose.
Luke Campbell Ordonio.
Christopher Payne.
Christine Elizabeth Ryan.
Farah Saeed.
Conrad Oliver Pastorkevich.
Carlos Esteban Pelayez.
Samantha Taylor Scharf.
Samantha Ashley Schultz.
Andrew Stephen Perot.
Daniel Pinsk.
Ambika Amy Singh.
Corey Winifred Sinnott.
Lucas Pollock.
Miles David Pollen.
Pearl Sambunsong.
Leah Ann Stahl.
Richard K. Pooler.
Scott Pritchard.
Laura Helen Stavetsky.
Sasha Laura Stearns.
Matthew Charles Poulos. Rocker.
Patrick Michael Rocker.
Jamila Edwina Stevenson.
Michelle Amy Strayer.
Michael Gabriel Young.
Matthew Paul Rodman.
Catherine Marika Stute.
Shelby Catherine Sidnor.
Scott Edward Rosen.
Curran Joseph Ruyak.
Chandler Rue Taylor.
Anna Ruth Tenero.
Robert Samuel Sachs.
Matthew Savarit Cosenza.
Isabon Marie Tom.
Christina Alice Thompson.
Peter Schmidt.
Myujun So.
Katerina Vasilovich. There you go.
Sarah Treat.
Do I have Daniel Silverman?
I do. Daniel Silverman.
Alexander James Saravo.
Cassandra Louise Ventrone.
Holly Louise Sashka Walker.
Benjamin Slocum.
Justin Edward Chauncey Smith.
Xiaomong Wang.
Hallie Elizabeth Ward.
Gabriel Michael Snow.
Tianyu Song.
Kayla Michelle Williams.
Julie Wilson.
Christopher William Stavrakos Jr.
Brian Stern.
Helen Wenru Shu.
Alexander Fortune Wilson.
Eric Joseph Straczynski.
Jordan Alexander Sugarman.
Mihir I.J. Suzuki.
Joseph Taduni.
Andrew Tate.
Vimesh Tambi.
Christopher Michael Terrio.
Antonio Perry Tolbert.
Jeffrey Robert Trelewski.
Ferris Tseng.
Kyle Francis Twiddell.
Hunter Hyatt Van Brussel.
Christopher John Weber.
Ryan Charles Walker.
Peter John Ward.
Samuel Warren.
Don't forget about it.
Erwin Ramirez. Elizabeth Clodfelter could not be here tonight, but we would like to recognize her now as a member of the graduating class of 2010. And last but not least, on behalf of the faculty, we would like to extend a sincere thank you to Lois Wysocki, Sharon Reardon, and to Sally Ader especially for all the work they have done this week to make all the graduation activities so phenomenal. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Diana Lansinger, and I'm the secretary for the class of 2010. On behalf of my fellow classmates, I would again like to thank Mrs. Charlene Mastro and Mrs. Kelly Overcash, our class advisors. We are extremely thankful for all the support you have given us these past 4 years. You are both inspiring, passionate women, and we hope as a class that we have made you proud. Secondly, I would like to thank the teachers and administrators at Radnor. Your guidance and wisdom have shaped us into the ambitious individuals and excited learners we are today. We truly could not have gotten to this point right here, right now, without you. And to my classmates, friends, fellow graduates, as one of the largest classes to come through Radnor, you are all bursting with enthusiasm, generosity, and spirit. As you look to the future, challenge yourself and take risks. For as Walt Disney once said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Do not be afraid to make new memories, but always remember those that you have made here. And most importantly, never take for granted the friendships and close bonds you have formed here at Radnor. To our teachers, family, coaches, directors, mentors, and most importantly, to those who have made high school an extraordinary experience, our friends, thank you. Because of you, the memories will last forever. Congratulations, class of 2010, and good luck.